Adiba Jagardar, and I'm here today with two of my amazing Bangladeshi friends to celebrate Bangladesh's Independence Day. And it's actually 50 years since we gained independence, so it's a pretty amazing Independence Day this day. And we're really, really excited to be here and to be talking about Bangladesh. So I'm Adiba. I'm the author of The Henna Wars and 10 Issues Guide to Fake Dating. And my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, everybody. My name is Priyanka Taslim. I am the author of the upcoming debut, young adult romantic comedy debut, The Love Match from Simon & Schuster. And my pronouns are she, her.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy. I'm basically a very big fan of the Henna Wars and Pri's upcoming book because I've had the good fortune of reading that one as well. And my pronouns are she and her.
So we have a Bangladeshi food tier list with a lot of different types of Bangladeshi foods. And I think all of us have some disagreements on this. We're gonna probably fight a little bit, but we're gonna try and rank our favorite Bangladeshi foods, I guess. I can start us off. Are you guys all ready?
Yes.
Okay, I can start us off. So one of the first things here is like biryani. And I mean, there are so many different types of biryani, and I feel like you can really never go wrong with biryani. It like works on so many occasions. So I have to put it into God tier.
I definitely agree with you there. I think that it's even a little bit blasphemous if you're Bangladeshi or like South Asian in general and you don't like biryani. So
Yeah,
God.
something's gonna miss there.
I don't think I've ever met any South Asian person who doesn't like biryani.
That's actually very true. I've never met anyone who doesn't like biryani, and if they don't, if someone says they never tried, I'm like, you what? I'm sorry, what?
No, there's like an imposter among us.
I'm sorry. Repeat that again. You don't. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with you guys on this one. It's definitely God tier.
God tier, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one that we had on our list was pulao and kurma. I would say for me, I love kurma, especially like kurma with egg and chicken. So I'm gonna say kurma is also God tier. Pulao as well. You can get so diverse with it. You can do so many different things with it. Maybe not with the kurma, but with pulao you can do anything. So that's what I'm going to say. God tier.
I feel like, yes, I agree with you. Like pulao and kurma, like again, they're kind of like a staple. Like you go to like a Bangladeshi beer bari, and obviously like you have to have your pulao and kurma, like Bangladeshi dawats, it's always pulao. But at the same time, I feel like compared to biryani, it's like a bit more basic. So I don't think it's quite God tier for me. I'm gonna say it's good tier.
Is it possible to separate? Because I would put the kurma in God tier and maybe the pulao in good tier.
I mean, I'll allow it. I would allow it.
I'm a bit. I think with kurma, especially with kurma, I like having it with roti or naan or paratha. I have it with that kind of stuff. So for me,
Yeah,
I
to be
think
honest, kurma with paratha is like amazing.
Yeah, that's the one I go for, especially during Eid. That will be literally it's one of our staple dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So can I insert it between good and God? So just there, because sometimes I feel as if I have it more than a few times, I'm like, let's just give it a miss. But pulao definitely just permanently good tier.
Mm-hmm.
But I think kurma just hovers a bit.
Okay.
I
love how we're like split between pulao and kurma. I should have put them separately.
Yeah, I would say I'd even be willing to put pulao in like mid tier because, like you said, it's just rice, really.
Yeah, it's just rice.
Yeah,
I feel like it's quite basic. Yeah, like it's nice rice, but it is rice at the end of the day.
Yeah. Agreed.
Tom, do you want to do the next one?
Yes. It gives me great pleasure to do khichdi. And for me, that would be a low tier. And I think we've had many discussions over the years about this one. But for me personally, it's just a basic dish. And I can already see people looking at me like, bring it. We will get to this in a second. No, but for me, it's just a low. It's just something that's completely basic. And I know, personally, for me, I normally associate khichdi with when I'm feeling unwell. And yeah, I can see Adiba's face. She's ready. Yeah, so for me, that would be like a low tier. I wouldn't give it a bottom tier, but just
Everybody
low
knows
tier.
that our group chat, that's just us, it's even called like khichdi wars.
Yeah.
We have so many disagreements about khichdi.
Yeah.
But Tommy and I are like on the same page about it.
Yes.
I don't hate it. In fact, with Ramadan coming up,
Yeah.
khichdi is a big comfort food during Ramadan when you've gone through the whole day not eating. It's but other than Ramadan, I tend to have it most, like Tommy said, when I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
So I put it low tier, not bottom tier, but low.
Such an insult to me. I feel like I agree with you, Pri, that khichdi is like a comfort food, and that's why it's not low tier, because for me it just signifies like warmth and comfort. And I don't know if you guys like have this, but in my family, like when it's raining, my mom or my nanu would make like norm khichdi, especially because it's like, I don't know why, but it's like a really nice food to have when it's raining. So because of that reason, I feel like I always associate khichdi with like really nice memories, with like warmth and comfort. And I basically love anything that has dal in it. Obviously, khichdi is bhat and dal. And so for me, it's not God tier. You might have expected that. It's not God tier, but I'm going to say it's good tier.
I would say
this is why we differ in opinion. It's because of this reason.
Khichdi for Bengalis is kind of like chicken noodle soup for everybody else, like that comfort food, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do the next one. So the next one is Chalmuri. I love Chalmuri. I think it's like a staple street food, right, in Bangladesh. It's amazing. Even though, obviously if you go and eat it in Bangladesh with no preparation, you're gonna get bit kharab, which is not good. But for me, I actually prefer like just chanachur on its own over Chalmuri, because I think like chanachur is amazing and Chalmuri is really good, but I'm gonna put it like mid tier.
Okay. I agree with you there. I think that I prefer chanachur over jalmuri as well. Mostly because like sometimes I just don't want the spicy, and so yeah, it's I'll just snack on chanachur. So yeah, I'll say that too. Like mid tier, maybe between mid and good, but not God.
I actually don't think I've ever had jalmuri, if I'm thinking about it, because I've had bel puri, which is a bit more sweeter, but I don't personally think I've ever had jalmuri. Sannasur, yes, I've had that, and I don't like it too spicy as well, but I'm a bit lost now. But have I actually ever had jalmuri? Oh Lord,
I can't believe you never had Chalmuri.
I
wow.
know, like, how could I not have? Obviously, I had Sannasur, I've had bel puri. I don't think I've had jalmuri, but okay, see if I actually don't know what tier to give it actually. If it's anything like Sannasur, if it's like belpuri, then
it's basically like, you know what it is, right? It's like it's chanachur mixed with muri, and my mom puts like shori shartel in it, and then she puts like some spice and stuff in it, and then she just like mixes it all together. So yeah.
So based on that, I will give it like a good tier. Mid to good tier, somewhere there, just hovering.
Okay, you have to try it.
I must.
That's your mission now.
That's on my list now. I must try it.
Okay,
definitely.
So I guess I'll take the next one. Fuchka. So I am gonna say I'm gonna say God tier, because you can put just about anything in your fuchka. So it's a really nice snack, and you get all the textures. You get the moisture, you get the crunch, you get that like cool freshness from onions, and yeah, I'm gonna say God tier.
I feel like if you are a person who goes to Bangladesh and you have fuchka like by the streets, it has to be God tier for you because you are risking a lot to have that puchka, you know? And I know you are though.
Risk it all.
You have to risk it all for the puchka.
Oh, that's actually, yeah.
And I always risk it all for the puchka. So, for me, it is definitely God tier, yes.
Without a doubt, God tier. Exactly what Priyanka said. It's just, you just can't, you can never get enough. That's personally for me. I can just go on just having it. So yes, definitely God tier. With the health hazard as well if you're eating down the road. Okay, so the next one is Shorisha Ilish. Now, I think for me personally, that would be a mid tier. And that's because I'm the kind of individual who's really scared of khata in the mass. And it's because I always end up with a bone stuck in my throat. And no matter how well I kind of, move aside and I try and, not have the fish.
Oh, you just went dark.
I have no idea what just happened there.
Did your...
Okay. I think it's your light. You're back.
It's flickering. This feels like a horror movie.
I have no idea what's happening because
is your room haunted? Like,
I have no idea.
And we didn't even bring up like the supernatural creatures yet because I know
we didn't.
Questions.
I have no idea what just happened there because my internet's working. I don't know. This suddenly just went. Okay, hopefully nothing like this happens again. And if not, then guys, there's someone here who's just not me. Okay, that was a bit freaky.
Maybe that ghost is just very angry that you've never had Chalmuri before. It's like,
or it's just really hungry and angry that we're not feeding it any Bangladeshi food.
Might be something like that. God. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, it's because we're having some issues with our kitchen light. And I've called someone over. So someone clearly turned on. I'm thinking, why did the electricity go? No, it's fine now. No, okay, so for me personally, it have to be mid-tier because I just don't like khata in the mass. So I try and not have it at all.
I think that's fair.
That one would be for me.
For me, I would also say mid-tier because I do like shorisha ilish, but fish isn't like my favorite. And ilish mash, like it's really nice. Obviously, like if you're Bangladeshi, especially in my family, if you don't like ilish mash, it's like blasphemous. But I think ilish mash bones specifically is so like annoying to like pick out. So it's just a hassle. So that's why it's mid-tier.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree and say the same thing. And for very similar reasons. For a long time, I didn't eat any fish except like tuna fish. And my parents would even tell us, so here's like a Bengali idiom for you guys, Mase bate Bengali, and they would just be so offended, like you don't like fish? Why don't you like fish? I've gotten past my hate of fish, but I'm still like terrified of the bones, and I really feel like I would choke on a bone and die. So I know we're making our food is all dangerous. It's not all dangerous, just some of it.
Just some
of the bones. Just some of the bones. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most Bangladeshi fish isn't that bad with the bones, but ilish mash, yes.
It's equivalent to hoi mas, which has got way too many bones. I just stopped eating fish for this reason, precisely for that reason. Just for the bones.
Just for the bones.
Just for the bones.
Okay, the next one is Moriganto. So Moriganto, I have to be honest, like again, dal, it's just amazing. And my nanu like makes the best Moriganto, and after she made it for me, like I became obsessed with Moriganto. For me, Moriganto is God tier.
I'm going to agree with this one as well. For me, definitely. Yeah, especially with anything with dal in it. Apart from khichuri, obviously we're still debating that one. But for me definitely Moriganto is God tier.
I had to actually I had to look it up. I wasn't sure what it was. So
have you had it?
I'm not sure.
Wow, I'm learning a lot about you guys during this.
Is it fish and dal? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
it's specifically like fish head with dal.
That's probably why my parents were probably like, she refuses to eat any fish. We're not
But
going to give her
yeah, I
fish.
guess that makes sense. But you don't have to pick out any bones because, or at least the way my mom makes it, like it's just like parts of the fish. And then my mom always eats the fish head because we don't like eating the
That
fish head. We're too scared of the bones.
that's
Yeah.
the one. So I
So
just have the
yeah,
shira with it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's literally just the shira, which is literally just dal. So the
yeah.
fish, no, it'll just be everything else that goes with it, which is not
Mhm.
actually fish. So yeah,
Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to try it. I might have to try
yeah.
that method and not have the fish.
Not have the fish. Yeah, definitely no fish, Pri.
Let me see what the next one is. My phone keeps logging off. That's okay. So after that is Haleem. Okay. Um, Haleem is one of my favorite foods during Eid. Like that's one of the foods that I love whenever we go to like our uncles and aunts and they make Haleem. So I would say Haleem for me has to be God tier. Either God tier or good tier. It would be somewhere in the middle of there.
Mhm. For me, Haleem is one of my favorite foods for Ramadan specifically. So I just remember like when I used to live in Bangladesh and we would get like the Haleem from the street vendors and it was always like really spicy and just amazing. So yes, Haleem for me also got tier.
I agree. Hey, we agree with this one. No, yes, definitely God tier, so especially because yeah, during Ramadan and then especially during Eid, yes, I do associate that with the Halim. Definitely God tier. See, that was such a simple one. You all agreed.
Yeah. I guess it just proves how good Haleem is.
Everyone must try it. Okay, the next one, Rashagullah. Yes. Oh my God, that is definitely God tier for me. Rashagullah is. Now I don't know if you guys, especially in Bangladesh, we used to call it sponge. Well, the shops used to call it sponge because you could just used to be much more spongy. So I used to be obsessed with those, especially yeah. For me, it's definitely. Oh, what is it? No, God, no, I'll take good tier because then it gets a bit sickly once you have like 6 in one go. So maybe just yeah. So we'll say good tier, but for me, yeah. How about you guys?
I have to say, I know it's coming up, but I tend to prefer Rashmalai to Rashgulla. So I'm gonna say for me, it's like good to mid tier. Like I can't have too many of them, like you said. It's too sweet for me. I like it to be just a little less sweet so that I can have more of it at once.
Okay. So I have something blasphemous to say, and that is that I really don't like anything with like milk or yogurt in it. I'm just not into it. So Rasgulla is no, I don't like it at all. So that is like bottom tier.
Oh,
That is
you actually
blasphemous.
did
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, I apologize.
I think
I
it's
now know how you feel about kitchery. Oh my God.
Adiba is like always the outlier.
I
Literally
am.
now, exactly know how you feel now. Wow. I need a moment. Yeah. Wow.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I've processed it now. We're going to be discussing this off
I'm,
camera.
I'm ready to like really feel betrayed when we get to Rashmalai and you
Yeah,
say
that's
you.
the next one. That's the next one.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's yours.
Mine?
Is
Yeah.
it or is it mine? Wait.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Okay. Wow, I get Rashmalai, which yeah, I feel like I like this even less than Rasgulla because not only is there like milk, but it's also like yogurt, which I really, really hate yogurt. And this is, I know it's blasphemous for a lot of people, but the smell of yogurt literally makes me feel sick. So Rashmalai, I feel like if there was a bottom tier, that's where Rashmalai would be.
I'm gonna be like completely the opposite. It's probably one of my favorite Bengali desserts. So for me, it's like God tier. Like that's one of the only desserts that I'll have a lot of. So yeah.
I agree with you, Pri. For me, if I had to choose between Rashgulla and Rashmalai, it would be Rashmalai hands down. It's God tier for me. I love Rashmalai, especially if you can get like the different flavors. For example, passion fruit Rashmalai, anything like that. It's just yeah, wow. No, definitely God tier for me. Rashmalai, yep, up there. Wow, I'm still processing this.
Sorry.
Wow, wow. We are
We're
learning
all
some
learning a
very,
lot about each other.
we have known each other for years, but things are coming out now.
Things are
Oh
coming
yes,
up
yes,
now.
they are.
Will our friendship survive this tier ranking?
I thought we were, we kind of hit something after a kitchery, but this is
Yeah, maybe it has
something.
to become like Rashmalai wars now. And
Literally pre. Oh wow.
I think I have the next one, which is Chom Chom. Um, I'm gonna say it is good to low tier for me, maybe a good to mid, because I don't mind it, but I also, like I mentioned before, I don't like too sweet desserts. So I feel like Chom Chom is a little too sweet for me. So I'll maybe have like one and like a little bit and not much.
Yeah, for me again, I don't like any like stuff with milk. So most Bengali desserts I'm not into. So chom chom would be, I would say like low tier, not bottom tier, low tier.
Yeah, for me it'll be mid tier as well. It's not something that I will crave or I would look out for. No, yeah, definitely for me be low to mid tier as well. If it was between that and Rashmalai wins hands. Rashmalai wins hands down. Yeah, Chom Chom's low tier, I think. Okay, the next one is Shondesh. For me, that will be a good tier. I think definitely Shondesh for me will be. I think it also depends on how it's made because sometimes it can be too sweet, and then because the gur is too much or there's too much gur has been given. But yeah, for me, definitely good tier. I like a good warm hot Shondesh once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, again, it's another sweet that I'm not super fond of, especially because I feel like a lot of shundish can be like super, super sweet, and I'm not really into super sweet stuff. So I would say like maybe just a little bit above low tier, not quite mid tier, but yeah.
Uh, I would say it is good to mid. I do enjoy shondesh, but unlike other desserts, since it is fried, it can also get oily. And so, if I had to choose between something that isn't oily versus something that is, I think I would rather go with Rashmalai, even though Diva hates them, but you hate shondesh too, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
okay.
definitely. I think it's like a comfort dessert too because it's just easier to make, and so
Mhm.
every once in a while, you just have it with like tea and other things. So.
Yeah.
The next one is actually a dessert I like, which is jilapi. So, jilapi, even though jilapi can be very sweet because it's literally like sweet dipped in sweet. But for me, like this is like one of the best desserts, I think. And it's like such a staple of Ramadan as well. And honestly, like in my house, if you bring jilapi, like they're not surviving for longer than a day. Like, so we don't get a lot of like really good jilapi here in Ireland. So when my brother comes over from the UK, he'll often bring like 1 kg of jilapi or like half kg of jilapi. We will literally diminish it the night that he comes over. Like that's how much, like our entire family just loves jilapi. Like I remember once my brother like brought over 1 kg of jilapi, and I was asleep when he came because he got the last flight, and the next morning there were like 2 left in the box. That's Yeah, we love jilapi, so that has to be god tier for me.
I think for me, it would be good tier, but not God tier. And the reason is just because it is very sweet. So usually I can only have maybe like one of them when I have them, and that's it. But I do like jalapi. I do like that it's so crunchy and sweet, just too sweet.
For me, I will agree with Adiba that it's definitely got you, especially when the jalapi is really hot, like freshly made jalapi. Yes, it's it's sweet, but I just can't stop myself. I'm at that
Yeah,
point.
it's
Like
very
I
like
just
addictive, right? It's
it's
very
very
addictive.
addictive. It's super sweet and it's literally sugar and sugar and sugar and then fried, but it's just too good. Yeah, I can't say no to Jilapi. No, definitely. I'm with you on this one, Idi, but we are got here for that.
Okay, I think I have the next one. Is it bahor honey?
Yeah.
Okay. I like bahor honey. I would say it's probably good to mid for me. It's not something that I like you mentioned earlier. It's not something I crave. I don't normally like go looking for it, but when we have it, I like I enjoy it. So that's what I would say.
For me, it depends on the kind of bakor khani because I know that there's like that specific Sileti bakor khani, which is more like porta, but like very sweet.
Yeah.
And then there's the Takaya bakor khani, which is like smaller and kind of like nunta. So I think I prefer the Sileti bakor khani over the other one. So I would say the Sileti one is good tier, and then the Takaya one I would say is mid tier. But I like them both.
See, I've never had the Dahai one before, so that is something I do need to try. For me, the sweet Sileti Bahakani is god tier. I just absolutely love it. It's something that you actually don't need anything extra to eat it with, as in don't need to eat with the curry. It's just enough to just have that with a cup of tea. So for me, it's definitely god tier. So much that I really want Bahar Khani now as well.
It's really good. Can you get bakor khani in London?
Yes. Mm.
Next time I come, you need
Next
to
time
take
I
me to
see you,
get some bakor khani.
I'm getting some Bahar Khani for you. No, definitely. We've got tons here.
And is it like does it taste like the Sileti bakor khani? Because you have like the like fulkoli and stuff in London, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually don't know. I can't remember the last time I tasted it. It's very similar, but the ones in Bangladesh are obviously I think a bit more fresh because the ones here are from a packet. So no, I actually can't. I don't think the taste is that very much different, but it's got the right amount of sweetness to it. But no, I love Bakhor Khani. So definitely god tier. God tier, definitely. Okay, is it me the next one?
Yeah, you're the next one.
Mishti doi. Okay, now is this doi separate with mishti, or is it mishti doi together in one?
It's is there not like a specific doi which is like mishti doi?
Yeah, I
It's
think
like
so.
the one that comes in like, well, in Bangladesh it comes in like the little like clay pot. Yeah.
So we just call it doi. I'm guessing
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for me doi would be mid tier. I think, as in, I won't maybe like take like a spoon of it and then that's it. I'm not particularly fond of doi. I don't mind it, especially because most weddings have also got doi and I do have it. So no, for me it'll be a mid tier.
I used to hate doi for like the longest time, and I still do. And I don't actually know like what the delineations are, like what the differences are. But the doi that I hated the most is the one that was orange. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. It's like a
That's the
light.
sweet one, yeah.
But I
Is that
tried
the
one.
clay pot one?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried one recently that came from like it was in the clay pot, like you were talking about, and that one was actually really good. Like it was I think it had like gur or something on top, and that made that offset the sour a little bit because that's why I don't like doi. It just tastes in my head. It's like when I was growing up, my parents would always be like, "It's just like ice cream. Have some doi," and it's like, no, it's not just like ice cream. It's sour. I don't like it, but I tried that recently and it wasn't too bad. So
that would be the mishti doi then.
yes, so I would say for me, it's like low to mid.
For me, again, I obviously really don't like yogurt, but actually with mishti doi, it doesn't smell like yogurt. And I've actually, when I was younger, in Sylhet specifically, I had mishti doi that I actually did enjoy, but most mishti doi I don't like. So I would say it's like low tier for me.
I'm going to bring you doi as well next time. I'm going to do that as well.
It needs to be good doi.
Yes, I will get you some good doi. That's where my mother will come in.
Okay.
She will know the places.
So the next one is Kalapuna. I've actually only had Kalapuna like a couple of times, and like I got taken to like this Chittagong restaurant by one of my aunts, and the Kalapuna was really good. But I haven't tried it that much. I would say it's like mid-tier. Like it was really good, but also maybe like I can't remember the taste of it that well, but it was maybe like a bit dry or something. So yeah, I would say it's mid-tier.
I'm actually not sure what it is.
I was just about to
Okay.
say, I'm not
You know,
particularly
when
sure
I
what
put
that
it in,
is.
I was like, oh, I'm not sure if you guys are gonna know because it's a dish from Chittagong.
Okay.
So it's like I don't know how it's made, but it's just like meat, but it's like it's very bhuna, obviously, and it's like really, really dark. So that's how you like make it. So it can be a
Okay.
bit dry rather than with like a lot of masala and stuff.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is good. It is good. You should try it.
So it kind of sounds like when they make charred chicken or something at
Yeah.
It's not exactly like that. I would say it's like more
Lamb,
masala than
shredded lamb?
that.
yeah.
Sorry?
Is it like shredded lamb, as in but dried?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think I've had shredded lamb.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it, to be honest. Or I've had it and I've never realized what it's called.
It's just Chittagong dish.
Okay. I don't think I've had it either, but it sounds good. Like I would try
Does
it.
sound good, definitely.
Mhm.
With some bahar honey.
With some macaroni, yeah.
With bahar honey. Sorted.
Okay, so the next one is shatkora mangsho. And I would say for me, I just love shatkora. I love it. Even like when it's like in dal or when it's in anything at all, I'll just take like the biggest chunk of it and just have it with me like a pickle and eat it with whatever else I'm eating. So yeah, I'm gonna say God's here for that one.
I'm gonna disagree. So do you wanna go first?
I will agree with Priyanka on this one. Definitely got tier for me because I'm a very pickle person. So I would literally just even pick the shakura up and just have that on its own. So yes, for me, definitely God tier. Now, Adiba, you start.
So I don't really like shatkora because I don't really like stuff that is too talk, but I do like shatkora mangsho. I just don't have the shatkora, but I like the taste that it gives to like the dish, if that makes sense. So I would say it's like mid tier for me. Like I don't like super love it, but I think it's good.
Okay, we'll take that.
Okay. No fighting on this.
No fighting on this one. We'll take that one. Are you doing the next one, Deepa? Is it me?
I think it's you.
Okay, so we've got shami kebab. Now, for me, that's a god tier. Given shami kebab dipped in some mint sauce, you can never go wrong. Even bahrani goes with it, and then with some Rashmalai, done. That's an entire meal. No, definitely for me, it's god tier.
I would say, yeah, like I basically agree. Like shami kebab, you can literally have it with anything at any time and it will like go, like you can't really go wrong with it. I wouldn't say god tier, but I would say good tier.
I agree. Yeah, you can't go wrong with shami kebab. I'm torn between good and God. I'm gonna say God. Like really.
There goes my light again. You can see me, right, without that light?
You can see
Okay.
it.
Okay. I'll
So
just
that's what I'll say. I'll say God's here, but like, yeah. So that's what I'll say.
So the next one is Kalo Jam. And again, this is actually a dessert that I like. But it depends on how the Kalo Jam tastes because there's a lot of Kalo Jam that is again too sweet. So I like Kalo Jam that is like not too sweet, like in the middle. But I do like Kalo Jam. I would say mid to good tier.
I'm gonna say God's here because that's my second favorite Bengali dessert. Like Rashmalai and Kalo Jam are my two favorites. And for like the uninitiated, Kalo Jam is basically like what other South Asians call like gulab jamun, but I think ours is better because
Okay, I am going to be, I think, the unpopular one here because for me it will be a bottom tier. I really
Wow.
don't like gulab jamun or kalazam. It's something that I will avoid. at every cost. So yes, for me, it's a bottom tier one.
I don't feel strongly enough about Kalo Jam to fight you, so it's okay. We don't have to have a war over that.
Okay. So bafafita. I really like bafafita. I would say it would have to be good. It's a really wonderful thing to have for breakfast, and I'm not going to say anything inappropriate about it. It's really wonderful to have for breakfast. It's just a tiny bit salty, and I like it with honey. So I would say it's better than having like pancakes for breakfast or something.
Yeah, I really like bhava pita, but I don't like coconut or gur because that's usually what you put in bhava pita, obviously. So my mom makes, so in my house, the only people who really like coconut is my mom and my dad. So when my mom makes bhava pita, she makes it with cheese. So she puts cheese inside and then like melts and it tastes like amazing. So I love that bhava pita that my mom makes, and she sometimes puts meat inside as well, which is also really nice. I would say good tier, not quite god tier, but it's really, really good. And yes, for breakfast, it's amazing.
I would say it's a good tier as well. Whereas I like it with the coconut and the good in it, so you can just warm it up as well. So no, for me, definitely good tier for breakfast, whenever your heart desires, basically. So yeah, for me, it'll be a good tier one. I haven't had bapa pita in ages, so I need to have some.
Yeah, I don't think I've had it in like a year.
It's been a while. Well, Rosa's coming up. There we go. We can make them in a long.
I would try the savory version though, like
yeah,
as
that
you were
would be a
saying,
good one.
It's really nice.
I've never
It's
tried
really
that
good.
one. Yep, that's savory one does sound really good actually. Okay, am I the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Chocoboti. Okay, so for those who don't know what chocoboti is, it's basically something that kind of defines life because it's that good. It's basically it's chickpeas mixed with. It's basically how you can. Well, we have chocoboti, which is quite tangy. Is this the best way to describe chocoboti? Just chickpeas with a lot of onions in it and spices and coriander, and it's basically god tier. It's that good. Chocoboti is just amazing. They put some boiled potatoes in it as well. You can have it any time of the day, and put some fried onions at the top as well. Put some crushed poppadoms at the top. It is amazing. So for me, yes, definitely god tier. Chocoboti.
Yeah, I would agree. Chotpoti is god tier, and we always have it like for Eid as well.
Yeah.
And we actually put, you know, the fuchka shells. We like break up the fuchka shells and we put it like on top, so it's like really nice and crunchy. So yeah, god tier.
Put some
I
ketchup
agree.
on
I
top.
think also, oh, sorry about that. I know you're very passionate about it. I can already tell. But yeah, god tier for me too. It's also like a staple Eid food for my family. So like whenever I go, like there's the bowl of Haleem and there's the bowl of chotpoti and there's also doi, which I'm not as interested in, but I tend to get both of those. I love those. So yeah, god tier.
We're all agreed on that. So that's how you know it's really good. The next one is payesh. So again, a dessert that I do not like at all because it's very, very milky. Even the payesh is also, it's a staple for Eid in my family. There's always like a bit of payesh for dessert. But for me, this is bottom tier.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I would say like bottom to low tier because I'm not really a fan of it. I'm just not a fan. So
I agree. I would give it personally for me low tier as well. Yeah. See, we're all matching as well now. There we go.
on the same page.
Okay, who's got the next one?
I think it's Pri.
Oh, okay. All right. This is one. This is one. Okay. This is I have shutki. I'm gonna say bottom tier for me because like I mentioned earlier, I only recently got back into eating fish. So the smell of shutki makes it even more difficult for me. Every once in a while, if it's made with like shrimp, then I'll just like take a couple and have that. But I'm not a huge fan of the dried fish kind. if it's not shrimp. So that's me.
Yeah, I agree with you. For me, it's also bottom tier because yeah, the smell is very strong. And also like I like spicy food, but for me, shutki just feels like all spice and not anything else. So I don't really have shutki ever, basically. So for me, bottom tier.
For me, I would say I like shutki when it's shutki satni. Apart from that, so when it'll be a mid tier for me then, because obviously the smell is so strong, and I don't like it to be super spicy. But if it's like a shutki satni, I'll be tempted to have it. If it's just like a normal shutki in a curry, then it'll be bottom tier for me. I just won't touch it. Yeah, so it depends what kind of shutki it is.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of different types.
Yeah.
I think you've got the last one.
Okay, so we have got lobanar pita and nune, well, or nune, we call it nuner pita. For me, that will be a good tier. Never say no to a good nuner, but I really like it. I can't have too many altogether, but if I see nuner pita, then I will have it. I quite like it.
So nuner pita is like the yellow pita, like
Yeah,
the
it's
circle,
the yellow.
yellow
It's
pita.
the yellow
Okay.
ones. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, for me, this is also good tier. I didn't know what this was called until you guys told me, because I was every time we have them, I was just like, you know, those yellow pitas, and they're like round. So most pitas in Bangladesh are obviously like very sweet. So I'm not a big fan of them, but this is why I like nuner pita, because it's salty. So I prefer that. And when my mom makes nuner pita, she cuts them up like really, really small. And she puts like cheese and stuff in it, and she mixes it all together. And it tastes like really, really good. So I really like that. So good tier for me.
I would say like now it's become good tier, but when I was a kid, when my mom had it like set out on the bowls and like before she even like rolled it out, I would just go and I would just like steal whole, like, you know how like small white children eat cookie dough? That would be me with like
The batter of it.
no, I would just like take like handfuls, and I just love the salty taste and the little bit of coriander and the onions. And even now I'm still pretty fond of it. I love having it with tea. It's pretty easy to make. And so yeah, I would say like between good and God's here. And now we're done.
Yay!
That's our list.
That was a lot of food. I'm really hungry now.
I am, and I think we've actually discovered a lot about each other as well.
After a long friendship,
many years of friendship, we have discovered some new things. Some are quite hurtful, I have to be honest. Especially the Rashmalai one, it will take
If I can forgive you for khichdi, I think you can forgive me for Rashmalai.
Have you really though?
I have forgiven you.
See, that's what. Have you really though? If you have, then
yeah.
I think
I can pass this as well. But
sorry, what was that?
I said I think we need more group therapy on this topic. Just
I think we've actually we're going to take some things back to discuss personally as well, because clearly
there's a bit of tension here. We need like couples therapy, but for 3 people.
Yes, I think we're coming to that.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today to speak about all things Bangladeshi. We hope that you learned something, and happy Independence Day, which in Shuddha Bangla is Shubho Shadinata Dibosh. It's our 50-year anniversary of independence, so it's a big deal. So just in case you missed it at the beginning, I'm Adiba Jaigirdar. I'm an author. I'm the author of The Henna Wars and the upcoming Honey Nishu's Guide to Fake Dating, both of which include Bangladeshi main characters. So, if you're interested in reading about Bangladeshi people, definitely, consider picking those up.
Hi, my name is Priyanka Taslim, and thank you so much to Adiba for arranging this event, and to everyone who gave us questions and attended and watched with us and learned about Bangladesh. I am the author of The Love Match, which will be releasing from Salam Reads, an imprint of Simon & Schuster in 2022, still a while away. But it also includes Bangladeshi main characters, and I hope that you will read it.
Hi again, everyone. Thank you so much for all your questions. It was actually really great to read all of them. I think us three as well, we've just discovered so much about each other as well, and we've known each other for years. So I'm Tammy. Thank you so much to Adib as well for inviting me over. Do pick up Henna Wars, which is one of the best books I've read, and Haneen Issue, and then Pre's Love Match as well. And then hopefully there'll be more books coming out with Bangladeshi protagonists, and you can learn more about our really wonderful, beautiful culture. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.